Greetings from the land of OP. I am Rob the OPGamer, and I am bringing you episode number 2 of my WoW run. I'm not sure what I'm calling this yet. I don't know if it's going to be a season or if it's going to be a run or a character level or level character. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet. WoW run, new character. I don't know. I'll think of a name before I post because I just ended episode 1, picked up immediately on its heels. So I haven't really had time to think about it yet. I made a level 1 Paladin. Decided at some point it'd be an awesome idea to level up a character on camera. This character is destined for the shitter, I think, eventually. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with this exactly with this character, but I already have a high-level Paladin, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this character. Maybe I should do something else instead of a Paladin. I'll make a decision. I never knew this character was female. This dead person on the ground here, I always thought it was... Oh, it's a rogue, too. Look at that. I always thought it was a dude. Weird. I never stopped to look at it. I could do a hunter, maybe. I wonder if hunters... Was that a thing?
Our enemies will fall.
So basically I'm just leveling this character up. Targets. If I can fucking type. So I may switch to a hunter. I don't really want to waste my rant, though. I had a good rant last episode. Who is this? That's Xavier. What the fuck? Over 30. This is Xavier. What the fuck is he talking about? Anyway. So, I might switch to a hunter, and if I do, I will probably just kind of... I'm not a fan of playing characters that are like...
Keep your wits about you.
I have no idea what the fuck he's talking about now. I'm not a fan of characters that can only fill one role. Like, hunters are all deeps. I like being able to tank or heal if I want to.
Glory to the Sindor.
So I like to play characters that have options. Like, my main character is a Death Knight, and I have a high-level main character, Paladin, and they can tank or deeps. So we'll kind of see what happens. So, this episode is going to basically be all about just continuing on leveling. I'm not going to continue my rant from last episode, because I really don't have a reason to. But, I kind of want to just kind of cruise through here. Let's set my home here. Oh, I guess I got to pick something.
Hold your head high.
No, not browser goods.
Farewell. Your gold is welcome here.
There we go. You know what I'll do, guys, is if this series becomes actually kind of popular and you guys really enjoy me doing this, maybe once I get this character up to a higher level, and I'll start another one, and I'll let people vote on what character I make. But I'm going to warn you all fuckers right now, I will not play a rogue, I will not play a warlock, and let's see what else I will not play a shaman, I will not play a druid. Those are pretty much the classes I won't play. And I know that I'm going to get a lot of nerd rage for, like, If anybody actually watches this and anybody likes those classes, I know I'll probably hear nerd rage about it, but I just don't like those classes. That's like, I've tried every class in the game at this point. I've given every single class an honest try somewhere along the lines of my WoW history, because I played for a decade and some change. But everything aside, I just those are the classes I basically will not play. I'll play basically anything else. I'm kind of interested in Hunter. I'm kind of interested in. I'm not that interested in Mage. I guess I'd consider it if I had to, but I'm not that interested in Mage. But we'll have to see. Maybe if this becomes popular, I end up getting a public account. I'll make a couple alts, let people vote on what to play. That could be a thing. If I was a little more popular, that'd probably be a thing. So I'll just stick with the Paladin for now. We'll just go with it. We'll just rock and roll. I need to get ready for Warlords of Draenor. I can't wait for Warlords of Draenor. They're changing enough things that it sounds like it's going to be interesting, but they're also taking away a lot of things I like, so we'll have to see what happens. It's going to be kind of touch and go for a while, I think. Fuck you! You're not part of my quest! This guy is. I really enjoy the... You know what? I said this a little bit last episode, but I'm going to say it again. I really enjoy the Blood Elf architecture. Like, this marble spires and everything, they just look so... Like, this one's a broken down, rundown one. It's supposed to look old and shitty. But even looking shitty, they look awesome. Like, I don't know why. I just enjoy the Blood Elf architecture. So here's this guy. I need your head, guy. Give me head. You heard me! Give me head! There we go.
That spell isn't ready.
So I'm kind of trying to decide. I want to record as much of this run as possible. The brand new character, that's the whole point of this whole run. Kind of deciding how much I want to like actually record, because this can be a little bit boring, just grinding quests. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to get up to high enough level to do dungeons, because dungeons are kind of fun to see dungeon runs. And that'll be a thing, maybe. What's this? Blood Elf Paladin? I'm just gonna be that dick that's gonna just run through and pull everything and not let anybody else get any fighting in. Okay, so
I can't pass that.
there we go. Arcane cores are kind of shitty to get, but maybe I can get one more. Almost done with these fucks. I just need one more dude. Supposedly. There's one on top of that spire, but I'm not going to go up there. There we go, there's one. Prepare for the rape train! Rape train? Rape?
That's still recharging.
Die, please.
That spell isn't ready.
Oh, he's evading, isn't he?
That's still recharging.
Ah, he's glitched. So he's stuck in the ground there. You can kind of see that. When they're stuck in the ground like that, you can't hit them for some reason. It's just a fucking game glitch. Hate that shit. Hey, Rabbit, what's up? So, let's talk a little bit about, the mods I have installed, maybe? Or the add-ons, I should say. Carbonite. I love the Carbonite map. Come here.
I'm out of range.
I can't remember them all offhand, so I'm not going to be able to give you a giant all-inclusive list. I use quite a few. I use X-Perl for unit frames. As you can see, I don't use the default UI. I use Dominos for interface changing. Interface customization, that's why I got my experience bar down here and stuff. I use Bagnon for my bags, to unify all my bags into one inventory, because I hate opening up single bags, that just drives me nuts. What else? I actually didn't show Carbonite. It's kind of like a Google map. You can scroll in and out, zoom into other places, like over here's Duratar. And we got the Panda Land down here. And you can get all the way down like into what's like quote unquote street view. Like if you zoom all the way in, you can see like the lay of the land and stuff, which is really cool. Carbonite's kind of old and kind of glitchy, but I really enjoy what it does, so that's cool. And that also has to do with my quest tracker. Ah! That was loud as fuck. Blood Elf Paladin. What's with all the paladins everywhere? Jesus. Or is this the same paladin? I guess that could be the same paladin. Looks like this paladin's gonna go prot. I'm gonna go prot too. I might do. I think this character will be prot holy, because that'll be a thing. I should probably start collecting holy gear. What business have I? The business you sent me on, you dick. Quest grinding gets boring. I know that. I guess I'm trying to keep this a little bit entertaining. So, what else can we talk about? We could talk about,
Anaria Shola. Farewell.
look at this. These guys have been standing here arguing about this since Burning Crusade. You guys have been bitching for a long time. It's kind of funny to me, like running around and checking out the game and seeing things that you've seen 100,000 times, and you know that it's basically like a... You know it's basically there to stay there and do the same thing over and over again. The idea is that that's part of the story development. Like if you read the quests and you're paying attention to the story as you go through zones and level, it's part of the whole character, like the whole development, right? Of the whole area of the race. It's like a racial area development kind of thing, and it's supposed to add flavor and stuff. But then the way I start seeing it is like that's all fine and dandy, but eventually my mind stops accepting that, and I start seeing it as frozen moments in time. Like, in my mind, those two guys have been arguing about that for, like, a decade, right? They've been standing there. He's been yelling at this guy, tell me what I want to know! He's like, no, please, just let me go! And that's been happening for a decade. Prospector Anvil Ward here, and this guy have been, like, arguing for a decade. Like, this stuff is just all... Like, it's... You level through it with enough characters. Like, level 1 or 2 characters, that's fantastic. And that's all grand and dandy and all that kind of stuff, and you're kind of into the idea of the lore and the story and all that kind of stuff. But once you hit character like 12, 14, you level through the zone 100,000 times, you basically know, like, what I'm doing right now is I'm kind of skipping the quests. I could be reading them, I guess. I feel like that would add a lot of time to the video, though, if I just sat and read every single quest. So, basically everybody wants to see action, so I'm trying to get to the point where I can make action happening. Action Jackson. But, you know, you start getting to a point where you've leveled through the zone 1,000 times. What I'm doing right now is you're just cruising through. You know where things are. You remember doing it before. It's just kind of the nature of the game. Like, eventually you just get to a point where you remember stuff. You know all the things. You know where everything's at. You know where you need to go next. You know where you need to go a few quests from now. You know where everything's leading. So you just kind of run through, grab things, and cruise onwards. And that's kind of the cool way to go. But it kind of jades you a little bit. Like, everything's frozen. Like, this guy has been having problems with this book for a decade. He's been worried about his master catching on, that he dropped his book in the pond for a decade. It's like frozen moments in time. Seriously, like, it literally is. Like, this is all just kind of... Like, it gets surreal after a while. You're like, yeah, okay, you're still having problems with your you know, whatever. You still need 20 dudes killed from this. You still need, like, 10 of those things collected from that monster. That kind of thing. So it does get a little bit boring. Trying to think of what else we can do with this. What's this buff right here? Fortitude to Cinderai. I don't know where that came from. 5 stamina though, apparently. That's cool. So we're going to run up here, and there's going to be a chick we're going to hand this quest into, coming up on here on the map. What else I got? Omen, which is kind of useless at this point, but I just haven't installed it yet. What else do I got? I got AtlasLoots, which show you what things drop in what dungeons, so you can, like, click this. It's like classic WoW, Burning Crusade, Wrath, Cataclysm Mists. And you can pick a dungeon and see what's dropped in there. And then you can even, like, once you've seen what it is, you can go, oh, let's see what this, let's see what the shield looks like. Control click, bam, there it is. So AtlasLoot is kind of cool. It tells you where to get things and where things are at.
Time is of the essence.
I'm thinking I'm going to probably... Trying to decide if I want to go prot or holy right off, because you don't get dual spec until 40. So I'm gonna have to decide if I want to tank dungeons or heal dungeons initially. Still got a little ways to go. That'll probably be several episodes out though, guys. So you guys got time to vote. Anybody who actually watches this, if anybody's having a good time with my ranting and my just basically being a dick, then let me know. Vote. What do you think? Prot or holy first? Because once I hit 40, I get dual spec. I'll be able to do both. I'll carry I'll carry a full second set of gear down here, right? And I will be able to switch back and forth pretty seamlessly between, like, change between one and another whenever I feel like it. So that'll be a thing. You guys, before I get there, if anybody wants to vote, write it down. Do you want tank or heals, basically? Prot or holy? Holy is heals. Prot is short for protection, which means tanking. So Take your pick. I will take, you know what? I'm not sure who's going to watch this. I have one dedicated fan for my Minecraft videos. I don't know if he'll watch me playing this or not, but I will take the first fucking vote. I don't care. The first word in the first comment that is either prot or holy, I will take, and we'll roll with it. I'll have to change out my heirloom gear, though. And this series, by the way, guys, will not be updated very often. This is just kind of an idle thing. Like, I found myself with some time to kill today, and I didn't really feel like doing much else, so I just decided to do this just for shits and giggles. So this is not going to be a common thing. If it gets super wildly popular, I'll do it more often, but for the time being, it's just going to be just something to kill time. So, yeah, let me know, prot or holy. We'll go with that. Quest grinding is kind of boring. What level am I? 7? We're level 7. That's cool. I still have my targeting thing here a little bit weird. Let's see if I can move this a little bit more to make that a little nicer. No? Alright, let's do this. Oh, that's nice. Sweet. That was a previous character I had. That character no longer exists. A lot of those characters don't exist. These fucking mods don't seem to let characters go very well. Like, they kind of hold on to old alts, so most of those characters in that list don't exist anymore. But they save where your they save where your shit is. Like, it's still listed on the screen. Like, it knows where you had stuff. It saves your preferences and your setups and everything, so you can kind of click that. It's kind of nice. And for Recount, anybody who may be familiar with Recount may be aware of the fact that I shouldn't be blue. I'm playing a Paladin right here, so my name should be outlined in pink, which it is listed up here in X-Perl. I kind of wish I could change that. I haven't figured out where. Like, I think it'd be in the colors over here, right? Somewhere where I could change what class listed as what. But I like to change it. I don't like pink for Paladin. I mean, I have no problem with the color pink. I just don't like Paladin being pink. So I went with blue. And I changed Shaman is blue normally, so I changed Shaman to green because that's more earthy. When I think of Shaman, I think of like earthiness and like communing with not necessarily straight up nature like druids are naturey, but I think like earthiness, like ground, like dirt and grass and like tree. Well, not trees, but dirt and grass for sure. Rocks, like primal elements pop into my head. And just the color green comes to my mind, so I changed them to green just for that purpose. Plus, I don't like to play Shaman anyway. Like, Shaman's probably the class I've tried the least. I probably should give it another fair shake at some point, but I just don't want to play an Orc or a Tauren or a Troll or a Goblin. Like, that's just... I just can't do it, so... I hate the Alliance and I hate the Horde. Like... For the longest time, I thought that I just hated the Alliance, so I was pro-Horde. I'm like, oh yeah, I love the Horde. Horde is to win. I are to Horde. But then I started realizing it's like, they're both dicks. Like, the Alliance are racist douchebags. They're all about, we are humans and we are the best, and dwarves are pretty good, and anybody that wants to be our friend basically has to hail us as superior. Like, I fucking hate King Rin, and I hate the Alliance. They're racist snobs. They're like the master race. And they think anybody that's not them should die. And, but then the Horde are basically just all overly aggressive fuckwads. Like, basically they take the opposite stance. They're like, oh, we're not in your club? Fuck you, we'll murder you. And then they just look for a chance to start fights at all times, at all possible opportunities. And like, obviously there's exceptions on both sides. Like, Jaina's, you know, pretty tolerant for a human. And, like, Thrall was pretty tolerant for an Orc. Like, they were like the big exceptions kind of thing, and that's why there's tons of fan fiction about them. About Jaina taking a big green Orc cock in her pink fucking human pussy. Cross-faction erotic fan fiction. That's why that's a thing. But they're actually friends in the game, so, you know, that's kind of how that rolls. Oh wow, we got the Lost Riders already. Still missing one head. Or I'm missing 3 fish head, Jesus. So, there's a few exceptions on each side, but for the most part, I hate the rulers of every faction. I hate them all. I really do. For the most part. However, I am fucking in love with Sylvanas. I love her to death. I would bone her in her undead pussy in a hot second.
That's still recharging.
But I like to pretend she's a lesbian, obviously, because most of my characters are female, so that's just hot in my brain. I'm one of those guys. I don't pretend to be a girl in the game. Like, I will tell people, it's like, if I was like, you get those weird, like, 14-year-old boys who are like, hey, baby, you're a chick blood elf, how hot? And, like, some other guys play girls are like, oh, yeah, I'm hot. Like, not me, I'm like, I'm a dude, bro, leave me alone. Like, I'm just here to like, enjoy the... I'm here to enjoy the view. This view right here, this is all I'm after. Like, I'm not here to pretend or to I'm not... I don't know. I'm just here to enjoy what's in front of my screen. In front of my eyeballs. This is interactive softcore for me right now. Well, not that extreme, I guess, but still, like... Anyway. That got weird really quick. Welcome to OP! Yeah. Things and stuff. But I love Sylvanas, and I would totally play as Sylvanas's city in a hot second, except for I don't like the Forsaken. I hate them as a race. Like, I hate undead. I don't want to be a shambling corpse. I do not like being a shambling corpse. So I'm just not going to... If I could be anything else, if I could be... What I would really like to be is if Blizzard would release a... like the Dark Rangers. If you could be one of Sylvanas' Dark Rangers, be an undead elf like she is, that would be fucking epic, and I would do that in a hot fucking second. Blizzard... If I get popular and people watch me, and some Blizzard developer sees this at some point, fucking hype that shit. There's two things I want in this game, okay? I'm gonna make this known right now. There's two things that I would fucking love to happen in this game for character creation. Number one is Dark Rangers. That would be epic. I don't know if they'd be a class or a race. I leveled off of exploration experience. That was kind of cool. They'd probably be a race. That way you could make them as a hunter or a rogue. I see them as being a race, personally. I would love to have a Dark Ranger. Dark Ranger Knight? Or Dark Ranger Death Knight? How epic would a Dark Ranger Death Knight be? Fucking hype that shit up. So, if you could be Dark... But the only thing is that it has to be a racial thing now. If it's not a class, it's going to be a race. So, which means that it would have to be like a Forsaken alternate... And I know that's something that people have been hyping for a long time with Blizzard, like, you know, give us alternate racial abilities, like alternate racial customizations. Don't basically steamroll us all. There's a lot of games out there that do character customization a lot better than Blizzard does. And maybe that can be a thing, so maybe we could make... I'd love to have Dark Rangers happen. I'm just going to rant about that for fucking ever. Dark fucking Rangers would be fucking epic. The other thing I would love to see for character customization is Dragonkin, like as a race. And what I think they should be is you should have Dragonkin that basically you're a dragon. It's a dragon race, and because in this entire game, the dragons can take humanoid forms. And if you've noticed, there's a lot of different kinds of them. Like up in like just think of the top of Wormrust Accord. Like anybody who's been through Wrath and they've been to the top of Wormrust Accord, Alexstrasza has a blood elf form, and when she's in her humanoid form, she looks like a really tall blood elf. Ysera, the green, Alexstrasza is the red dragonflight queen, by the way. Ysera is the green dragonflight queen, and she has a night elf form in her humanoid form, so that would be nice there.
The reckoning is at hand.
Who else? Chromie, the bronze dragonflight leader. She has a gnome. She's a little gnome chick form. I'm trying to think of more examples, but I'm failing at this. Oh, fuck. What's the name of the blue dragonflight guy? Shit, I forget his name. God damn it. Fuck. Nerd fail. Xavier still on? Yeah. Malygos died, and then who's the dude that took over? Caligos! Oh my god, that's a fucking nerd fail right there. Caligos is the leader of the Blue Dragon Flight, and he has a humanoid form. That was kind of funny to say. I'm gonna die. I've been like typing and running through monsters and just leave me alone, run away! Why do you stop? Run away, run away, run away! Leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone! I don't have my heal yet. Thank you. Do I still have... Oh, I didn't take the apples, I took the water. Oh, shit. Have I picked up any kind of... Nope. So...
The eternal sun guides us.
Yeah, I think the Dragonkin would be an awesome... Just an awesome race that you could play. And the idea that I have for customization for them is they could be like the pandas, where you can pick Alliance or Horde when you create one. You go through a little bit of a quest line, and you pick whether you want to be Alliance or Horde, just like the pandas do. And when you customize, similar to the way that Worgans, when you're customizing, you can see how both the human and the Worgen side are looking. You could do that. You could like customize. You could pick which race, any race in the whole game. You could pick which one you wanted your humanoid form to look like. And you could pick how your dragonflight form looked like, and what you do is you pick your lines. So you could basically, in this way, you could have a night elf humanoid form on the horde side, or you could have like a blood elf humanoid form on the alliance side. Basically, it would let you pick your race. Kind of, it'd be a nice customization, I think, option in my mind is how this goes. It'd be a really entertaining. Oh, it's Kalistraza. So that'd be just a really nice way of, number one, being able to be on the opposite faction without actually being on the opposite faction. Because that'd be a really... I know, I, for one, would pay out the ass if Blizzard launched a service when they were like, oh yeah, $50, and you can have a Alliance race on the Horde side, or vice versa. And I would make a Night Elf and a Draenei, and I would have them on the Horde side. Because it makes sense to me like a defector, right? They defect to the other side, they defect to the opposite faction. I'd pay out the ass for that service. I will not lie. I'm a consumer whore. I'd pay like $50, $100, I swear to God, just to get those characters over. And that would be a thing. But if they had like... If they had the ability to make the Dragonkin as a race, then basically that'd be a way to solve that without actually having to solve it. And I think that'd be really fucking epic. And they could be any class, because dragons are dragons. And they could be... You customize what you want them to look like. I just think it's a good idea. I'm starting to talk myself in circles, but it's because I think it's an epic idea. Like, I really, really, really enjoy the thought of having a dragon character, the dragonfly character. And those would be my two most biggest things. I did have a potion. What the fuck? I missed it somehow. Those would be the two... Oh, it's only 80 health, though, so fuck that. Those would be my two biggest desires for Blizzard. If I could have Blizzard, like, code me in some shit, I'd want Dark Rangers and I want Dragonflight. And I know that would be OP, because then you would end up with people that were flying around as dragons. But in my mind, you don't have to make it so that you can fight as a dragon. Like, all the dragon abilities, anybody who's played through any of the quests where you get to ride a dragon and, like, shoot fire out your mouth and stuff like that, or done the Eye of Eternity, I think that's what it's called, Eye of the Storm, I don't remember, where you fight Malygos, that kind of thing. I'm not necessarily after being able to fight as a dragon. That could be taken out completely for all I'm concerned. Maybe you're a young dragon. Maybe you don't know, like you're only like a couple decades old. You don't really know how to fight. Like, you're not really experienced as a dragon. So maybe it's a flight form, kind of like how druids have their natural, like their raven form for flying. It's like a natural like flight. Basically, so you don't have to have a mount. They can fly on their own. Maybe that's all it would be. Maybe as a dragon, you could just have access to that at like level 20 or whatever. And you could like use yourself as a mount. Like level 20 hits, and you can use yourself to walk around as, like, you just pop your dragon form. You can't fly yet because you're too young. You haven't really mastered flight, but you can walk around as if you were a mount. You get your normal mount speed, right? And then level 60 happens when, like, or level 40 happens. You get your increased flight speed, or your increased mount speed, so you run even faster. Level 60 happens, and you learn flight, and then you can fly as a dragon. You can't fight, but you basically use yourself as a mount. That would be awesome. That would be all kinds of... I would nerdgasm all over the place. All over the place. I'm telling you right now. That would be the most epic of epicness that I could ever think of. What the fuck is that guy doing? He's got a spotlight, and did he get me high? Sylvescence. That guy got me high. I walked through there. He was blazing really hard in that entrance right there. He's blazing so hard I got a contact high. So yeah,
Eternal Sun.
More rants, ideas, desires for the game. That would be pretty awesome.
Wits about it.
What else can we do? So this episode's starting to hit 30 minutes. Let's go do Down the Dead Scar really quick. maybe I can get over here in really quick, and we'll do the Dead Scar, and we'll turn in this other quest, and then we'll run down to is it Farstrider over here? Sebring. Fairbreeze. Damn it. We'll get down to Fairbreeze and we'll call it. So we'll run a few minutes over 30 minutes, but hey, whatever. I would make a Dragonkin. I don't know, a Dragonkin of any kind would be awesome. I'm trying to think of what character I would make as a Dragonkin if they had Dragonkin, but I just can't really. I can't really think. Like, I like plate classes. My favorite classes, I love Paladin, I love Death Knight, and I love Warrior. And the funny thing is, Paladin is the only one that can heal. Death Knight and Warrior, basically, you're stuck as tanks or deeps. So it's like, there's really no, like, I have 3 tank deeps characters. But I love them anyway. They all work a little bit differently enough that I kind of have fun with them. So, it's entertaining enough for me to actually kind of keep them. My Warrior isn't very high level yet, though. 54, I think. 50, 53, 54, something like that. My Death Knight's 90, and my main Paladin is 86. I think I mentioned this a few times. I'll mention 100 more times, I'm sure. But I primarily roll tank classes. The only non-tank class that I've gotten very high level is a priest. I have a level 60 priest, but I only have a level 60 priest because I wanted to have a tailor so I could make myself bags, and I didn't want to put a tailor on a plate wearing class. That just seemed retarded to me. Like, my brain would not let me do that. It would not wrap around that concept. Like, no, fuck you. Like, I'm insane, by the way, guys. Anybody who doesn't know this, I'm fucking nuts, and I have conversations with my own brain. Like, I'm like, hey, brain, how about this? And my brain was like, no, not that, no. I'm like, no, come on, seriously, be cool. And my brain's like, no, just no, not gonna happen. Or sometimes it's the opposite. Like, my brain's like, hey, this is an awesome idea, and I'm like, no, that sounds terrible. I don't want to do that. And my brain's like, no, seriously, it'll be awesome. It'll be great. Like, do it. And I'm like, no. And it's like, so I have fights with my brain sometimes, trying to convince myself to do things or not do things. It's just awkward. I don't know. So it would not let me do a tailor on a plate wearing class, no matter how hard I tried. So I had to make a clothy. And again, I don't like to play classes that can't fill more than one role, so I didn't want to do Warlock or Mage because they can only deeps. So I've got a Holy Priest at the moment. A Holy Shadow Priest, which sounds weird and hilarious, but you can now use Holy Power. Crusader Strikes generate additional Holy Power, and Word of Glory can spend it. Okay, I don't have Word of Glory yet. That's level 9. Wait, I am level 9. There we go. What the shit? Oh! Okay, look at that. I had my bars weird. I was wondering where that stun went. Fucking damn. Yeah, we have a guild that we created. It's a friends-only guild. We only invite people we know or people that we really like into the guild. It's kind of like a buddy club, but we don't invite other people and fuck them over because of it, though. So that's a good thing. And it's Order of the Dark Lady because I'm fucking in love with Sylvanas. So that's a thing. Anyway. What the fuck was I talking? Oh, yeah, tailoring. Couldn't wrap my brain around that, so... If I could make a Dragonkin, what would they have for racial passives? That's my question. Like, racial passives, like... I don't know, guys. Like,
Our enemies will fall.
I imagine they'd be really, like... They'd probably take, a little... Like, you know, some races have take a little bit less damage from, take a little bit less damage from... Stuff like, trying to think of a good example. I think, like... Fuck, I can't think of a good example. Some races do, like... Oh, the Dark Moon Fair is going on. Some races take less damage from certain sources, like shadow damage or stuff like that. So I imagine that dragons would take a little less damage, depending on which color you pick. Depending, like, you could pick like red or blue red or blue or black or whatever color dragon you wanted to be, whatever dragonflight color you picked. I imagine you get like a resistance to whatever element. So like if you picked red dragonflight, you get a little bit of resistance to fire and arcane damage. I imagine they all get a little bit of arcane resistance and a little bit of an elemental resistance depending on which kind you pick. Cold damage for like blue dragonflight, cold and arcane. Shadow damage from like black dragonflight, so shadow and arcane, that kind of thing. I imagine they would have a boost, like a lot of races have a boost to certain kinds of professions. I imagine the dragons would probably have a boost to probably enchanting, for sure. Probably alchemy, inscription maybe. That kind of stuff. Speaking of professions, I haven't decided what to do for this paladin yet. Have not fucking thought about it at all. Like, I've got my Death Knight's a blacksmith and a engineer, and my warrior is a jewel crafter and a miner, so I can basically fuel all three of those professions with the mining off the one character, which is pretty awesome. It's been working out fucking deliciously for me so far. And then my priest is a tailor enchanter, because that just goes really well together. Fucking cookie cutter build, but hey, it kind of works, so whatevs. I don't have... In the same way that my brain refuses to let me put tailoring on a plate character, it'll only let me put it on a cloth character. And in the same way, it would only let me put leatherworking on like a leather character, but I don't have any leather characters. I don't like rogues, and I don't like druids. I don't like monks. I won't play a monk either. I don't know why. They're awesome. Monks are awesome. Like you see a really good monk rolling around, and it's fucking awesome. I love having a really good monk in my party, but I don't like to play them for some reason. It's just not my style, I guess. But so I'm trying to figure out professions for this character. Maybe I'll just take some gathering professions just for making money, just mining and skinning maybe, and just auction everything. Make some extra gold that way. That'd be kind of cool. What's our next guild perk? Working overtime increases the chance to gain a skill. Increases the chance to gain a skill increase on trade skills by 10%. Oh, cool. So leveling professions. Fantastic. So basically, this is going to be the end of this episode. We're 37 minutes. I ran a little bit long because I wanted to finish up the Fairbreeze stuff. And, or no, excuse me, Falcon Wing. Is it Falcon Wing? Yeah, Falcon Wing. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this in right here.
Glory to the Sindori. Remember the sun.
And get another pouch that I'm not going to be using because I sent myself some bags for stuff, so that's good. And basically I'm going to go ahead and hop on this flight point and head over to Fairbreeze Village, which is going to be the next questing area. And then we're going to go straight from Fairbreeze down to the Ghostlands. I'm going to totally avoid all the east side of Silvermoon because I don't like the Duskwither Spire, I don't like Farsighted Retreat, and I don't like Torwatha. So I'm just going to avoid all that. So I'm going to just kind of log out right here in front of the flight people. And I think this is going to be the end of my run for today. So 2 episodes. Hope everybody had an OP time. Make sure to like, favorite, follow, subscribe, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter / RobTheOPGamer. Peace.